You've been playing for years, but your solos still sound like scales even though you've got a million ideas in your head? Well, how do you actually connect to the guitar so you can play like this? You don't need music school, you need these 4 steps. Step 1 being that scales are not music. Scales are simply a piece of the puzzle. Like, what is a scale? It's a set of notes. Why is it important? Well, because a lot of songs use the same sets of notes. It's important to know, but knowing a scale doesn't mean you can play music, right? If that was the case, you probably wouldn't have even clicked on this video. So, when you go to learn a scale, let's say you learn G minor pentatonic. A lot of guitar players are told to learn the pentatonic scale and then just play notes in it until they get it. Okay, that's a method, but the thing is that you need to understand the pieces of the music, because the music as a whole is a lot more than just scales. The music is harmony, it's rhythm, it's tying it together, it's melody, it's vocal lines. Even on the guitar, you can be very vocal. So it's important to understand how we can tie the music as a whole together into our playing. Step 2, where is the music? If the scale isn't music and there's all these pieces of the music, where can you actually find it? Well, you are the music. You already have the ideas in your head. It's just about finding them on the guitar. So what you need to do is learn these pieces, and we're going to go over the pieces in the video, but then let your intuition guide you. Let your mind guide what you play, because you have the music in your head already. By the way, if you really resonate with this and you want a plan that's customized to your goals, then check the top link in the description and I'll show you how players just like you hit their goals. Step 3 is going to be actually connecting to the guitar. It doesn't really matter if you're the music if you can't find it on the guitar, unless you wanted to quit guitar and just become a singer, but I'd imagine you wouldn't have made it this far in the video then, right? So how can we actually get our mind on these strings? Well, we need to separate the notes. If all we have as notes is pitches, like how are we gonna find the notes? When we have ideas, all we hear is da 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 ba da da ba ba ba. Shit. You know what I mean? So we need to separate the notes and have them be their own individual things. So let's take our C major scale. That's going to be 3 and 5 on the A, 2, 3, 5 on the D, and 2, 4, 5 on the G. The way we separate the notes is by labeling the intervals inside of the scale. So we have our C major, we can just count with the scale. And it's important when you do this to match your vocal with the pitch. I don't care if you're a singer or not, you are now, okay? It really helps with your ability to lock in with the guitar. So find the pitch. And that's 1. 1. Go up. And that's 2. And so on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And really sit there on each note. Go through it. And I'm so serious. Get your guitar and do this. 1. 1, and bounce from that 1 to the other intervals, like 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1. Really internalize how those notes sound. And the reason the singing is so important is because you're vibrating your whole head with the pitch. If you can find a better way to get your head locked into the pitches than vibrating your head with the pitch, no you can't. So too bad. The key here is that we don't want to just do it with the scale, right? You came here because you don't want to sound like you're playing scales. So if you only do it with the scale, you're still going to be stuck playing scales. What you really want to do is mix up the order that you're playing the notes and then label those ideas. Or go find solos, a solo that you like, learn that solo, and then label the whole solo with the intervals. So say you got an idea that's like, just a little idea. We could tie that back into C major. What did I play? Ba, 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 da, ba. So 1, 2, 5, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 3, 1, 2. And I'm so serious, do that with as many licks, solos, and ideas as you can fathom. Because the more you separate the notes and separate them onto actual playing, the quicker you will link your head to the guitar, so you can go sha-ba-da-ba-ba-da and then play it on the guitar, like in a snap, instead of having to sit there and go like sa until you find notes. Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that. You don't want to do that, and yet here we are. So separate those notes. Step 4 is going to be creating phrases. When we mix up the notes in our playing and we connect our head to the guitar, we still don't know what we're doing, right? We still aren't creating music quite yet. We need to understand how to make phrases and how to sound musical. And this is where you really make your guitar sound vocal. So creating phrases is when you play a lick or a line and then whoop, you pause. You let the phrase have some space. So, let's say I'm playing in A minor, right? Here I let there be a little space after that phrase. Ba, 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 boom, boom, boom. You want to allow your notes to breathe as if you were singing them. If you were singing, you wouldn't be able to just play for forever without stopping. You'd have to breathe. And as a guitar player, you have to make the choice to have your notes breathe, which is very helpful, but you need to know to make the decision to breathe, or else you are filling up too much sound. And when you're creating your phrases, you also want to add motion in your phrase. So almost like it's flowing forward, flowing back, flowing sideways, flowing together. And one of the greatest ways to do this is to have your phrases respond to each other. So almost like you're having a conversation. Like if I was talking to you and I said, "What do you want to play today?" You would say, "I hope you said it. I don't know what you said, but you get the idea." Your phrases have to do the same thing. So when you play a phrase, boom, 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 think of how you could respond to that. What would you say to bum, bum, bum? Maybe ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba. What would you say to that? All of those I'm kind of landing on that same note, and that would make it fun then to change later. So like so you really want to have this motion in your phrases and have them respond to each other. Outro time! So now you've got a much better idea of how to really play and not just run scales. But if you want to take it to the next level with a personalized plan that's customized to your goals, check out this video right here and I'll show you exactly how I help players just like you hit their goals. I feel like that's funny.